a date, and we created a vision board, only a $100,000 investor. And we set a date. And as I said in the email, that check cashed within a couple days of the date that was on the vision board. So this stuff really works. And I've seen it firsthand.
So she asked me what I would like to earn from like my first high ticket client, and I said $10,000, and she's like, okay, give me $10,000. So I gave her $10,000, and within 2 days, I received my first high ticket coaching client at $10,000. And then a week later, it was a $20,000 executive coach, and all these people have been so grateful that I was able to change their lives. And that's thanks to my sister.
I am the systems queen, and she was right. She took my raw voice memos on my iPhone and mastered and created 3 complete audio courses, 3 beautiful audio books that look and sound fantastic. And not just that, the complete landing page, the website, the CRM system, everything, all the visuals, and taught me how to close high ticket offers, all complete. She is the one-stop shop when it comes to taking your dreams, make them into reality. Everything is there, the complete system, implementation, the AI, and the mindset, a one-stop shop to do it for you and make it real and just take you by the hand. And oh man, it's so good.
Thanks, Dasha. Yeah, I think we had like 95% done within the first month, and then after that, it was just refining it. One of the most important things was the kind of reflection questions that you asked me and dug deeper into it, like really going to my childhood, like really I like bringing up things that I didn't even think I could remember from when I was like 7 8 years old, like that spelling bee. Like you asked some sort of question to me, I don't even remember the real question, like what was something that you were embarrassed by or something that you felt like you failed, and all of a sudden I thought about third grade. First time I thought about that in 2 decades, that I literally was like one letter off from a spelling.
Hi everyone, my name is Samal and I'm an immigrant.
Let's get this party started. Let's do it. Cool. So if people show up, they show up late. It's their prerogative. Cool. So, what's up? Um, I'm so excited that you are here and everybody who's gonna watch the replay because we are tuned in, turned on. And in order to achieve success in life, what do we need to do? We gotta be engaged, right? Like stay in the momentum, right? Light the fire inside of our soul and keep going toward these crazy delusional dreams, right? So, would it be okay today if we play? Like if we found a way to make this like a game and we're just like, oh my God, we're gonna play a game and we're gonna stay in dream state. And instead of writing down notes, because people say that you retain a lot writing down notes, but if you actually stay engaged and you play, you can actually retain more. So no notes today. Okay, raise your hand up if it's okay not to use notes today, not to write down things, and just like play from inside of our soul. So today we're gonna go from dream, right? What is the biggest dream? How to discover what the story we came here to share, the bigness of it, how to create a blueprint to step into it. And then that blueprint actually becomes the idea that we sell to ourselves because we sell our dream to ourselves. And then the destination is a new reality, right? Where 6 7 figure days are possible days because we tuned in frequency first, said hi to our biggest dreams, and then we help other people also believe in a brand new reality using our imagination. Are you down for that? Like, is that cool if we like go through the process of like understanding how the psychology of this works, how the inner self-mastery plays part of this, how the transforming stories and creating the new reality inside of our soul first, and then playing it out in the 3D world to see it manifest. Is that cool? Because we don't know what we don't know, right? Until somebody shows us their obsession, a different way that they viewed reality and different things that they have mastered. So then suddenly, oh my God, we're in the right room, we're plugging into the right energy, and together we create a supernova, right? Because we all have obsessions that have been given to us from God that are not random, right? And like we don't know why sometimes we're obsessed about certain things. Like me, I published, is it cool if I share a story quickly how I discovered this path? Yeah, cool. So I actually, after my mom passed away in 2014, she was diagnosed with cancer and then passed away within 7 months. I realized that life can be taken away in a snap of a finger. How fast? Right? In a snap of a finger. So I had to understand quickly, like, why is my heart still beating while others is not? So I come from high tech, corporate, male dominated, very strategic world of hunger and unfulfillment. So I was unfulfilled, and realizing that life can be taken away like my mom did really snapped me into this reality to learn how to live from the heart and what God wants me to do and learn to listen. So on my mom's deathbed, she actually made a confession to me. And I asked her, why did you abuse me when I was little and throughout my whole life? And she said, because my brothers abused me. Right? So the cycle goes on until we find a way to stop it because we are the change. Right? So then people were like, oh my God, you're so inspirational. You actually live what you say. You do the things that you're preaching on Facebook. Like you actually are a walking embodiment. Could you please write a book? And English was my third language. And it was like the universe was banging on my head because 40 people were like, right. And then I was like, okay, I'm writing a book. Fast forward 7 years, first book. I thought it was about other people. And that's what helped me understand my purpose and ignited the fire inside my soul. But really, guess who transforms in the process when they say yes to God's call? Right? So I transformed. And then I was like, okay, what do I do next? Like, okay, I did the thing, God. Like, where's the money? So then I go to these events, click funnels. Like, are you familiar with click funnels? So after all of the psychedelics, the meditations, all of that stuff, I was like, okay, well, where's the money? Like, come on, I did the work, God. What's up? Right? So then I get a book on a chair from my mentor now that wrote down stories about people who packaged their wisdom into something called high ticket offers. I didn't even know what that meant. And then like learn how to just communicate it, provide opportunities for people, putting offers on the shelf just like a grocery store. And people miraculously just buy 10, 25, $100,000 offers. If you learn how to communicate it and you're talking to the right person and you stack up the value. And I'm like, oh my God, like, okay, I don't have to go back to corporate. I wrote the books. I realized myself. I can provide an opportunity for other people to realize themselves too, faster than it took me almost 10 years to understand this whole path. Right? Can you see how, like, if we like learn how to communicate in front of the right people, magnetizing them, how fast something could take them, something that took us 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years, that we can do it with them in a matter of days.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Right? But like communicating it, because just because we think sometimes that something took us a long time, that it's going to be hard for somebody else too. But the reality is, if they're working with us and we're communicating clearly, the quantum shifts happen fast. Right? Can you resonate? Like, can you feel that? That like if we communicate that like something that took us 10 years, we can do with you in 3 days. Like somebody say, let's go fast. Right? Like because we everybody looks at transformation as something that takes a long time because it took a long time for the person who is the one presenting the opportunity. But the reality is when you're working with the person who's already done it, the shift for the person working with them happens fast. Do you see that?
Yep.
So it's like it's like a new reality, right? A new belief, a new story. Like, is it okay, like, if we learn how to share new stories and embody new stories, even if we don't have all of the steps? Like, is that cool with you? Because what if we just embody somebody else's belief? Like, I picked up a book that taught me how to do 10K, 25K offers. I did it and it worked because I stacked on the value. Like, but I didn't know all the steps. Right? Like, are you with me? Like, if you are trying to find all the steps, you're trying to figure out how, instead of understanding, it's like, wait, like, all I need to do is be with the who, right? The person who's already done it, right? Let me turn down my notifications. Are you with me? Do you have any questions so far? Sometimes we have smaller classrooms, sometimes we have bigger classrooms, okay? It's all divine. It's all part of the game. Are you with me? Have any questions so far? Negative? Okay, cool. So, is it true that sometimes, like, not everybody will believe in a new reality? Like, even if you give them the possibility and opportunity to try on a new outfit, like, most people, what do? Like, they are constantly looking for more information, right? There's only like a select few. I believe it's like, what is it? Like 80% of people are free people. They're just looking for more information. They're too scared to actually do the transformation, right? And then like 15% are like dabblers. And then there's like the 5%, right? The 5% club who are like, yes, I'm going all in, even if I don't have all the steps. I'm just feeling the fire from my soul because I understand that it's frequency first, right? It has to be built from inside, and then it's like, okay, who's gonna help me actually bring it to fruition, right? Because if we think of everything as in a quantum, right? We are different energetic types where when we're magnetized to each other, it's like we're soul family reunited. This is why I love human design, because it shows the quantum connection of what actually you get access to in words when you collaborate with different energies. And it makes a lot of sense because you're like, whoa, you know? So since you're here, is it safe to say that you are part of the 5%? Part of the 5% that says, yes, I'm going to do it, even if I don't know how. I'm just going to go all in and play. Because the thing is, when we say yes to our soul's mission, our truth, seeing that somebody else's obsession is actually like the missing piece of the puzzle, it's like we are saying yes to being part of a soul family for life. Like, this isn't an offer. This is a transmission. It's a frequency shift and a co-creation where we're coming together, right, with each other's gifts to create a bigger impact. Can you see that? And a lot of the times I know that some people will come in and be like, oh my God, like, this is unbelievable. Like, what you're sharing, like, I don't even see how this is possible, because they're trying to put all the pieces of the puzzle together strategically instead of first understanding, okay, like, this is actually about me transforming the story of what I believe, right, in this life that is possible. Like, if I can only create a new reality in my head of presenting something that is so valuable, like my offering, my expertise, my story, like, if I could find a way to present it, like, could my energy help somebody save their marriage? Whoa. Yes. Okay. If I'm lit up about, let's say, helping people in relationships, like, what if I communicated that through my energetic work, through the who I am, I could help you become a better communicator, because all it takes is one person in a relationship to transform. And that way you're going to avoid divorce. But not only that, you'll get a piece of your soul back, because you learn how to love yourself and communicate fully and go toward purpose, right? Like, are you feeling this? But most people, like, nobody asks them the hard questions. Like, okay, you're unfulfilled. Here is a possibility for you. Like, what if I presented you with an opportunity where you would become fulfilled because you've already came to me, you feel the energy, right? What if I presented you with an opportunity where you can say yes to a quantum leap and a faster transformation, right? And it would avoid a divorce. Whoa. Okay, divorce is very expensive. So hence my offering, my high ticket offering could be just 10% of that, a fraction, 5% of that, 2% of that. Would it be worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it comes to like business, the same thing. Like if somebody shows you the rope to like, oh my God, like literally, even if you don't know all the pieces of the puzzle, like go run that play, talk to a person about it and be like, you know what? Through questions and then be like, you know what? This offer is going to be like 10K. And then the guy's like, okay, how do you want the money? Like it's only unreal, right? Until we run the play, we understand and like stack up the offering, understand our value within our soul first, and then present it to the world, right? Because an offer we don't present is an offer nobody can take. So like grocery store, you're going in the store, like you want to buy something, you see what you get. People the same way, like creating offerings from our soul is a high level value skill. It's using our imagination, right? And then communication. So it's not hearing somebody else tell us what to do, but it's using our imagination that's dropping in from God. Because if it comes from God, it's divine. It's for you because you're one of a kind, right? And our job is to hold on to the dream. Anthony, do you have anything to add?
No, I love what you're saying. It's really diving into what your true purpose is and activating in a way that you can create impact
Yes, yes,
and income.
yes. And sometimes people are like, oh, I want this divine relationship. But the reality is, what you really want is to learn how to answer God's call, to live your purpose. However, your story, your creativity wants to be shared for you to transmute all of the energy, excuse me, and believe in a new reality, right? Because this is a new reality. Most people believe, right, you gotta work hard to play hard. I mean, work hard and then you get paid, right? But how many people, there's a story about Myron Golden, he tells it. He's like, how many people you know that work really hard and they don't make a bunch of money? Right? Like a lot of people, like janitors, they work really hard, but they don't make a lot of money because the value that they're providing, right, is there's somebody else tells them what to do. Right? So there's 4 levels of value, and the first 2 is you being told what to do, like school people, nannies. The second value is the managers, right? And the cap there is like 200K. Okay, people are really happy about that, but they have to work every single day and show up for it. So still work hard. The third level of value, providing value to people, is communicating, is actors and speakers. And the fourth level is using our imagination to create offers, to what drops in for you, it's for you. Like, for example, like Jackson, he had an idea where he needed to get a 100K investor. And then he was like, oh no, but it's not possible. One of my clients was like, oh no, but that's not possible. And I'm like, wait a minute. If it dropped in, it's meant for you. Our job is to hold on to this vision, to hold on to this dream and understand why, right? How does it feel in your soul? And then make it his idea to give you that money. Because the connection that we form with people is bigger than us. And when we're creating a vision from dream state, from our imagination, if it comes in, no matter how big it is, we are the ones that have to do it. You catch this? So then he had an idea, this guy at this event, And then I said, okay, step into this guy's shoes. How did you guys bond? And he's like, over the Tantra experiences. Okay, so he got lit up by new experiences. And this guy hasn't had those type of experiences, and they ignited something in him. So your mission is to reignite that same connection that you guys had, go back into that experience, and then be like, hey, let's reach more people just like you were reached, just like how you felt. Let's make a bigger impact together. More events like this so people can feel just like how you felt. Like he put himself back into the shoes of caring about the person instead of his own need for the money, for creating a bigger impact together. You guys catching this? And it comes from having this clear dialed in vision. So that's the first step in,
It was really cool to
right?
watch live too. You working with Jackson and making him activate the part of him that actually believed. Because when you have these big visions, there's a little person inside of you that doesn't believe. Like when Jackson first showed up, he didn't believe it was possible to get 100K invested in him from this guy. And to see you work with him day in and day out and force him to show up and force him to speak and act in a way that it did happen.
Yes.
It was really powerful to witness those embodiment activations and then in time to see that it did come true, that everything that you were working on him with came to fruition and came true. That was really powerful.
Yes. And the check cleared within literally days of the vision that we created. But the thing is, every time he would come to the session after the vision was created, he's like, oh, I'm having an off day today. And I'm like, perfect. This is time for embodiment work. This is the step. This is the third step. I'm like, okay, breathe, 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 transmuting the energy, right? Because we got to become a clear vessel. When the manifestation, we already communicated with our subconscious, we took it out of our soul, right? Now there's dense energy around us from maybe unhealed childhood wounds, things that haven't happened in the past like we wanted them to. So now when we're showing up, our job is to continuously do the embodiment work once we have built. So once we created the dream, once we created the blueprint, once it's been pulled from God, from source, coming through us, meant for us, we got to do the embodiment work, right? The breath work, once the vision is clear, though, like if the vision is not clear and the subconscious hasn't programmed why we want something and we're focusing on the other person and not ourselves, on creating a bigger impact, then we're doing embodiment for just for the sake of transformation without the clarity of what the bullseye is. Are you guys catching this? Because
Yeah.
this is more caught than taught. Like, because the hero is going on two journeys at the same time, a journey of achievement and a journey of fulfillment. So achievement is money, better relationship, la la la. Stuff you can see on the surface, right? Fulfillment is what's happening underneath. So the hero journey, two journeys at the same time. So if the subconscious is programmed, right, on the external, the fulfillment and the transformation happens as a byproduct. But a lot of people are stuck in the embodiment phase without having a big enough high vision of their higher self identity that they are stepping into. Because embodiment is a path that helps you sell the dream to yourself because you're creating space and you're removing like the dense energy that is around your aura. If you can feel that, like of all the things that haven't worked out in the past that you've tried, of childhood wounds, past relationships, whatever it is, like creates density around the aura. So through the embodiment and the vision clarity, we are creating space and we're purifying the energy that we are because we are a frequency. We're moving through time space as an energetic. So when the energy becomes clean and we know why, that's when it's easy for the right energies to come in, aka the manifestation, to come to fruition.
Yeah, I feel like one of the biggest issues you see the most is that a lot of clients you work with, they have incredible gifts and talents and testimonies that they've been through, and they're not fully showing up authentic, like sharing their truth, sharing their vulnerability, and
Yeah.
like being fully embodied in it and what they truly actually do value.
Yeah.
It's like part of them still is like locked away, like they're not fully opened up and like really in their truth.
Yeah. Well,
And
one of the things somebody said like the other day in our live session when we had a live event is she was like, "Well, I know that I'm meant to share my story because I grew up around psychedelics and people doing it, and she was like Native some Native American tribe, and she's like, and the things that were happening there that were wrong. Like I want to share the story about this, but she's like, but every time I revisit the story, like." I'm too scared that it's going to eat me alive, those emotions. And yes, if you aren't going with a mentor, the emotions can eat you alive. Like my first book, 7 years, uh, but if you have a mentor, then you focus on the reason why you're doing it. So it's the reason why, and it's past the story. Your story is just helping others to also have the courage to share. But the vision beyond the story sharing is to impact other people to have the courage and permission to also play full out. And part of that playing is sharing story and transforming through pulling it out of your body because it doesn't belong to you. All these emotions, they are meant for God, for Source to take care of. So it's like if you see the vision that is beyond the vision, that is beyond the story, that is about you impacting and providing opportunities for others to step into their power, now it makes your story sharing not just about you and your emotions, but for an inspiration and motivations to others. You see, was that good? Was that a good like
yeah, that's good. Because people have that hurdle they need to get over to really like it's like become courageous and bold into what you really value,
yeah.
and to realize that those big $100,000 days, like these numbers scare people into thinking, oh, I can't do that. It's not possible. My story is not that important. Like people have this in their head. And I just seen you do incredible work with people where you get them out of their head and into their body.
Yeah, well, sometimes people think that it takes a lot of people in the room to make a difference. But the reality is, I don't know if you guys know who the Mind Valley guy is? Like Vishen, yeah? He went into a mind training workshop for Alpha State. I don't recall the name of it, but he was the only person in the room. And the lady who answered God's call was supposed to be there, did her entire 2 day event the same way she would have done if there was 100,000 people. And guess what? That one person transformed his life so much that he became obsessed and a representative because his whole life shifted. So, does it take a big room for you to hit big numbers and create big transformations? It doesn't. It requires one person, two people, three people, and then you providing an opportunity and saying, here's everything I can help you do together. Do you see that? But like sometimes we're like, oh my God, like I need 100-person room so I can make $1,000 because it's gonna be $10 a pop. Like, you know?
Now, if you focus on transforming one person's life in an incredible way,
Yeah. Some people are like, oh, I gotta start small. I'm gonna sell low ticket. But how much energy can you put into helping somebody who paid you $37? How much energy can you put into somebody, their dream, somebody that paid you $997, right? What results do people expect? You're like, I'm going to help you become a millionaire. Here, $37. Like, you know, the
Hmm.
value has to be congruent so that there's a win-win and there's an energetic match. Because, welcome to the room. How many of you have had like times where you've given, and then like you felt depleted, or like the person doesn't do the work and you're just like bitter, frustrated, right? Because you're like, I'm giving you all the nuggets. Why aren't you taking my nuggets and running with them? This is $1 million play, right? Because if people don't pay, they don't pay attention. So people who pay attention, and there's a really cool quote in the Bible about this. Um, it's about where the heart is, where your treasure is, your heart will be also. So it's like when people commit, to investing to expand, so they're not spending, they're expanding, then they actually value and they actually do the thing that drops in, right? And they honor it, honor that vision because they have accountability, and they do the daily work to remove all of the layers that don't belong, that are preventing them from remembering that that vision that dropped into their soul from their higher self is already here.
Yeah, like your story is already $1 million brand. It just has to be positioned the right way.
Yes. So, okay, everybody that's here, let's think about this for a second and like close your eyes. Like imagine that you packaged all of your wisdom in such a juicy way, and you were like, "Oh my God, whatever you have learned that took you 20 years, 30 years, you're like, whoa, like I'm gonna help somebody do this in 3 days, in 5 days. They're gonna achieve the result that I have right now without going the 10 hard year journey that it took me to get to this point, 20 year." So for example, for me, and think about your own offer as I'm sharing mine, like for me, for me, like somebody comes to me, it took me 10 years to understand how to help somebody get clear on their vision and understanding their why and the blueprint that's going to help them step into that vision. So the blueprint, for example, $1 million mama, or quantum queen, or uh the millionaire healer. Like, whoa, like, okay, what are the steps for this millionaire healer to help him sell the dream to himself? Somebody that comes to me, for example, a massage therapist, stepping into a higher vision, right? What is that blueprint? And this is how it all starts with what are the steps that this person is going to have to step into in order to become the $1 million healer, for example, right? That took me 10 years to learn how to do. Can you see how that could motivate the healer that's coming in to step into this next level identity? Because he is creating from his soul what are the steps to step into it. And then from that higher self identity blueprint that's done really fast, you can create a book, you can create a high ticket offer, or like the fully embodied divine masculine. I don't like whatever offer you feel that represents who you are, to communicate it, to step into the fullness of it, and then being able to communicate it to others fast, and then say, you know what, like it took me 30 years to step into the fulfilled divine masculine and flow, for example. I will teach you how to do it in 3 days. Something that took me 10, 15-hour days of struggle, all the things that I've learned. Or for example, for Anthony, like becoming a vegan, becoming a peaceful warrior, the way that he is, the transformational path that he took for 15 years. What if it took somebody 3 days working together with him to change their entire lifestyle, right? To become the peaceful person that can attract the dream relationship. Are you guys seeing this? And then you can put this into a book that also is an embodiment tool that helps you sell that dream to yourself. Do you see how like presenting this offer because of his obsession is somebody else's lifeline? Because maybe they're struggling because they're not peaceful. Maybe they're struggling because they don't have a good routine. They don't have a good relationship with their food, but it's something that he mastered. And within days, holding hands, because he mastered it, he could teach somebody else. But not only teach somebody else, help somebody see the cost of not doing it, like the cost of not changing the lifestyle, the cost of not implementing better habits, the cost of not saying yes to maybe psychedelic experiences to help you change your mind and become more peaceful. Do you see how you can stack this up? And now Anthony's like, you know what? Like the peaceful vegan warrior, here is my offering to the world. It's going to be 10K for 3 days together. And you're going to walk in one person, you're going to walk out a completely different person.
I think this transitions into a really good point about how people have a negative connotation around sales and selling. And when you come into a new light saying, no, no, sales is service. Because if you don't sell somebody your incredible offer, they miss out. So
Yeah,
you're actually doing somebody a favor.
yes. Like to communicate clearly to somebody, hey, I'm going to get you not only out of depression, but also on the right track to get clear on your life purpose and to build the things that will help you embody your highest self, live your life purpose, that will lead to results, 6-figure days, like crazy results you didn't even imagine were possible in this life, because I became obsessed with this process through book writing, through embodiment, to help those that are ready to ascend and believe in a new reality. Time doesn't equal money. But it's my responsibility to say, hey, like I mastered this. These are my obsessions. These are my results. I have people that have created millions of dollars in blinks of eyes when the vision became clear and we did embodiment. Do you want these types of results? Like if I don't provide this opportunity for you, for my obsessions, then you're never going to discover that there's a new possibility, a new reality that exists. Are you guys catching this? Like our
Yeah, I see
ability.
you constantly have to sell somebody on believing in themselves, that they
Yes.
can do it, that you can quantum leap, that what you want isn't 10 years away. It's 1 week of focused clarity.
Yes, yes. How many of you guys would agree that like, okay, let's say like baking a cake, baking a chocolate cake. You have to have like all the different ingredients, right? Like what happens if you're missing an ingredient when you're baking? I'll tell you guys a funny story, or if you want to tell it, Anthony.
No, you could
About
tell it.
the airport. Oh my God, you guys. So Anthony's mom was baking cupcakes, vegan cupcakes. Anthony is vegan for 15 years almost. And let's just say they didn't turn out looking like cupcakes because she was missing an ingredient that would make it solid, would make it would bind it to look like a cupcake. So then we are flying home, long story short, and we get stopped at the as we're going through security at the airport. How many have been stopped there? And we're like, what? Like, oh my God. And then they pull the bag
Of muffins.
of the muffins and then they say, what is this? And we're like, these are muffins. And they're like, they don't look like
It
muffins.
was like completely flat mush.
But this is what happens when you don't have all the ingredients. They were all cracking up, okay? We were cracking up. So is it safe to say that if somebody has the ingredients, if somebody's done something, then they could teach you how to do it faster but also if you are next to them and you're doing it with them, right? Because it's who you know, right? Not what you know, not the exact steps, but it's who that's already done it. Is it safe to say that if someone's done it, they could teach you and help you do it faster too? Yes? Safe to say that you need all the ingredients in the soup, in the cupcakes. What happens if you don't have one of the ingredients? That means that you're trying to reinvent the wheel. I've done this many times before I started purchasing high ticket offers from other people that helped me see all the blind spots.
One
So,
of the cool things I
yeah.
want to say real quick is that when it comes to business and sales and high ticket offers, like it sounds really like professional and business oriented. And the one thing I love about Dasha, and I see her working with her clients, is how fun she makes it. Like it's literally like childlike, inner child play, embodiment play. Like she makes all of these crazy business topics, even landing pages, websites, CRMs, like all of the stuff that is like technical and like people wouldn't think, like you would think of business suits and strict working. Like Dasha really makes it so fun and childlike and just like easy breezy. I seen her laugh, cry, hug, like the way she can emotionally hold space for people while they're doing this kind of work is some of the most incredible work and partnerships I've ever seen.
Uh, Thank you. I love that. Here, this is his authentic testimony. We've been together for over 4 years, and we have a baby, just FYI. And every relationship before Anthony, I was projecting my unhealed childhood wounds. And the only reason I met Anthony is because I became obsessed with living my purpose and discovering myself and healing myself. And relationships and partnerships are reward for doing the inner work. Like, are you guys understanding? Yeah, catching this?
Yeah,
And I
because
will.
Dasha
Yeah.
also does in-person live workshop events where it's incredible transformation, where people are crying, people are laughing, people are dancing, years of unhealed energy coming out of people's bodies. Like it's something really magical to see.
Yeah. Last time we did an in-person event, this guy was like, okay, you know what? You know what you guys are actually doing? You're doing a soul ascension. Here we are, like thinking that we are combining like de-armoring, tantra, energy release, the over 10 years each of psychedelic integration, ecstatic dance. But this guy was like, this is a whole lifetime journey you put into 2, 3 hours where you are helping people ascend on a soul level, on a frequency level, on the inside faster, like quantum leaping timelines. So I'm like, oh my God, yes, I get it now. This is what we're doing. This is a soul ascension.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you guys seeing this? Like, are you catching this? Those of you that joined late, I mean, if you don't come on camera, that means that you don't want to play full out. You don't actually want to achieve the results. Like, this is for real. If you are playing full out, that means that you're not in the bleachers, that you're coming on the stage with us, right? It's a level of commitment, and that's what's required to actually transform is saying yes, like I'm playing full on, like I'm turning it on. I'm in the arena. Because those that are sitting on the sidelines, they're not in the doing. Because the only magic that gets created from God is when we're doing it, right? Doing it and doing it and doing it well. So there's a really cool quote actually by Napoleon Hill's one of his really good friends. You guys know Napoleon Hill for Think and Grow Rich? He's Think and Grow Rich, one of the best books in the world. His friend, his name was Stephen Covey, and he said that he entitles his success donating over $256 million to nonprofit foundation. Right? This is amazing. Like, who wants this type of life? where we create like so much abundance that we can give, we can start libraries, that we can feed people, that we can clothe people, and like just create so much abundance so it's bigger than ourselves, because we're doing this together and we're going out and conquering these bigger visions and dreams beyond just survival, right? So he said there are 3 words, Stephen Covey, that he entitles his success. And I welcome you to like put your hand on the heart, like if you want this type of success, like let's do this together. And then he said that he told all of his employees to also do the same thing every single day. So 100 times in the morning, before they reach work, before they turn on the computer, before they get all the hustle bustle, they say 3 words to themselves over and over and over again. And the words are, do it now. Come on, let's do this. Let's do it a couple times. Close our eyes and just bang on our chest and say, do it now, 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 do it now. Can you see how that's useful? Because when genius ideas are like dropping in, God's given us signs to where to heal, what to say next to, yes, next to next, like because our body's screaming to go this way. Because if we don't listen to our body, if we get in the mind, what happens? Eventually, our body will start screaming so loud that this ease happens because we're not listening to the call that God is providing us opportunities to answer, to play bigger. So can everybody here please, like, if you don't get anything out of this besides this, which I hope you do, make a commitment. Sign it in space right now that every morning you're gonna say, do it now, 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 as many times as possible. Because you're making a commitment to listen to God and say, God, God, I'm listening, God, I'm listening. One consciousness, one source. I know you're dropping in because everybody has got the same God that communicates to them, right? We're all part of the whole. We're here to play the piece of the puzzle. So do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now. Whatever is uncomfortable, jump, right? Because you cannot expand if you keep playing small. If you're too afraid of doing the next step, you don't know what other things God wants to create through you and what mission and messages and talents it wants to give you when you say yes to that next scary thing. You guys like that? Is that good? Like I used to think when I was doing my first book that took 7 years, I thought that that was the big thing. But 3 years into the writing, I got channeling abilities. Can you see how I can like laser in? I'm also a projector. I can laser into someone's soul and literally pull out what they want to do next, why they want to do it, what their missing piece of the puzzle is, how to share their truth the right way, how to overcome all of these different resistance and like decades of unhealed trauma literally within days.
And the awesome thing is that when you're fully embodied into what you love and and you have this clarity on exactly what you're doing, who you're serving, how you're doing it, miracles can happen anywhere. And I saw Dasha was at a coffee shop having a conversation at a table, and somebody sitting behind her was listening in. And at the end of Dasha's conversation, he comes up to Dasha and goes, I want to work with you. Like, you have the energy, you have the fire, you have it all, and I want to work with you. And Dasha has worked with this guy, Johnny, and has done incredible work with him. So
Yeah.
it's like when you're fully into that, you can literally find dream clients and dream soul family anywhere. Like miracles can happen anywhere. It could happen at the local coffee shop. It could happen when you're walking down the street. Somebody will recognize you
Yes.
because you become that beacon of light. Like somebody, when you really tune into your frequency and your energy and your doing and being, people will find you.
Yes. And the thing is, like when your subconscious is clear to what your vision is and you're speaking it into reality, right? You're creating universes. So if you're asking for let's say you dropped in like, oh, you need $1 million for something like, and you're so lit up about it. When you're speaking, you're creating a universe, and God is going to create it, whether it's through that person or somebody else. You are actually broadcasting like a megaphone, like your soul's truth, your purpose out for God to attract the right people to you in quantum ways, in ways that you do not expect. Because we have money coming in from 15 different directions. Some are coaching, some books, some unbelievable ways, like some investors, like it just when you open to magic and miracles and you know why you're doing it, and you're walking and talking as your future self from your higher self, because we create it when we discover the true story, the true message that you came here to deliver to earth, right? Like if you don't deliver this message, then you don't open up to the possibility, okay, then the next step, like sharing this message, okay, embodying this message, okay, scaling this message to create like quantum leaps and crazy results, like 6-figure days. Oh my God, 10 people buying a 10K offer that will help them achieve the becoming a vegan, a brand new lifestyle, becoming a peaceful warrior. 10 people said yes in a room of 10, you're at 100K day. Or maybe he stacks up the offer and he's like, oh, you know what? Like, I'm actually more interested at doing one offer for a person who's really lit up to go get a property that's valued at $1 million. Okay. So can you see that, like, if a property is worth $1 million, then is it okay if you make $1 million or you get $1 million property, 100% guaranteed? Is it okay if you invest 100K? Like, is that okay? 10%. Okay, what if it's a $100,000 RV and somebody tells you you need to come up with $10,000, just 10%, in the next 24 hours to get this $100,000 RV? Would you figure out a way? Because they show you the slip and they're like, wait, what's up? Like, it's yours. Or here's this house. This house is $1 million. Here's the valuation. Here's the deed, everything. I'm gonna give it to you if you can come up with $100,000 in the next 24 hours. Okay, what's the first thing that humans do is, oh my God, I don't have $100,000. Wait, but he didn't say that your name has to be on the slip. Maybe you can go talk to a couple friends and write all their names as owners of the house. Oh, wow, I didn't even think about ideas and being resourceful, right? Because the mind right away, where does it go? It goes into looking into your own bank account. And then it's like, oh, wait, I don't have it. That means I can't make this dream come true.
Yeah, you block yourself off from all possibilities.
Right. Where it's like, hold on, like, okay, I can see this. I have $1 million vision. Okay, that's the same as having $1 million house. I can see this. I can feel it. I can tell that she can help me. And if she says that she's willing to do whatever it takes because I have such a big vision, and we're gonna get on a call, like we're gonna really dial this in. I've had people that go from a trailer to 300K in the soul line business, and then a year and a half later, she's in a $2.5 million property in her name. But guess what? The money didn't go through her bank account. But the vision was clear. She knew why. She embodied it. I held her through the process to allow for it to come in. And her business was elderly care. She takes care of people. And she saw that the system was so wrong, and she wanted to make a difference in it. And she came to me in a trailer, like, what's up? We made a win-win and she crushed it. But sometimes people, get in the way of their greatness or stop themselves from the incredible manifestation that comes through, like the $1 million house, because they're looking at their own bank account instead of saying, oh, but you know what? Like, this is so important to me. I know now. I feel her fire. I feel her resonance. She's the one. We're going to make this dream happen together. Okay, I'm going to say yes. God's going to give me ideas. I'm going to become resourceful. Like that $1 million house I can go talk to a couple people right now, like gather together 100K, like, and put all their names on the deed. So we're all like, and we'll create a win-win for everybody. Oh my God, could I go talk to 5 people that would put 20K down, knowing it's a $1 million house, and put all their names as owners of the house?
But this requires a real leap of faith where a lot of people are scared to go and talk to somebody. They're scared to hash out details. They're scared to have uncomfortable conversations.
Right.
And Dasha is really good at breaking people out of their shell and become bold and fearless. And because you're so clear, when you have this clarity on what it is that you want, you can tune into your courageousness and your boldness and your bravery to go have these conversations, to go speak to people because you're clear.
Yes.
Your channel is crystal clear. If somebody comes to your radio station, they hear a clear tune. It's not staticky, it's not weird. They're like, what the heck are you talking about? And that's where she dials people in. As if we're all radio stations and you're turning the knob and you get to your station, is it a crystal clear tune? Because when it's a crystal clear tune, people instinctively like that. Like if I was going through the radio the other day on something and a crystal clear tune came in and I just kept it on that. And it was like some weird gospel music. But it was like it was so clear and it sounded so good, it was worth keeping on.
Yeah.
Even if it's something you're not even interested in.
So it's this is a really, really good point. So realities like this, every manifestation already exists, right? We can see a fraction of it. And whoever's manifestation, whoever's energetic field and momentum is the most engaged and the furthest down the line of embodiment of that vision is the one that's going to receive the manifestation. Are you guys catching this? Like, if you have lasered in to what you want, wellness center, creating a 6-figure day, doing what you love, like, so you can have time, space, freedom to keep expanding, creativity, travel, whatever. Like, what if you created momentum that was so high, so frequency led, so on fire that you're like, oh my God, like it took me this many years to get there. Like I struggled, my first book, creating a clear vision, I struggled 7 years, 15-hour days. Now I can help you in 3 hours. Bang out a bestseller that's going to help you embody the offerings that you provide to the world from your future self, your higher self, and put your story inside of it. Whoa! Something that took me struggled. 3 hours with you, and your vision will be clear. I did all the struggle for you. Then I had another example of a lady who sold a 10K offer like in the last 2 weeks, like before her book was even published, because she got so laser focused, right? Her manifestation, her energy was the closest inside the vortex to unconditional love. She knew her why. Like she's lit up from the inside. She understood what her offer, how to present it. Like her offer was sold like a hotcake before the book was even published because she owned it. And now, like when she goes on the stage, as you can see, she already did one. She knows how it feels from inside, how to stack up the value, how to present every piece of the puzzle, that she can now do it one to many people instead of just one to one. Can you see that? Okay, can you see like that this has been an obsession of mine? So I spent years like creating landing pages that convert, like automations, books, higher self identities, and then all my tantric stuff, the embodiment stuff, because that's like the juice. Once the vision's clear, books are embodiment tools. Like, can you see that? Like I spent so much time, but when you are with me, you're not gonna have to do it that long. It's fast. Like it's like sunflower seeds, right?
I seen this guy who was he was talking about uh people's ask. And he was like, and he gave a really good story on it. And his story was he saw this homeless person just, shaking a cup for change. Any change, put it in this cup. And then he said the next block down, a homeless person came up to him and was like, "Hey, I need $100 to get back to Tennessee so I can get back with my kids and family. Like I'm trying to make moves." Like he was like he had a clear story. He wanted a clear $100 bill. Like it was clear as day. And he said he helped the guy out because he went online, he paid the $100 for the ticket, got him like, and he said this is exactly how it is in business and in partnerships and in being resourceful, is that you have to have a clear ask. If you're just sitting there shaking a cup asking for change, all you're going to get is pennies and nickels and quarters. But if you have a clear vision on what it is that you need, oh, I need $100 so I can get to this city to get with this person. And it's the same type of thing. So if you need $1 million for something, what is it? What clearly is your $1 million plan? Because if presented to the right person, they will give you the million.
Or the next step, or the
Yeah,
next
or the
thing
next step.
that you were gonna buy with that million anyways, like what you were gonna do with it, because it's the and what Anthony just said, like the when you say for and because, it helps people justify and then resonate. Like I used to write down at it's like separating yourself from the money. Like I need this for this. Like I need this amount of money to go feed my children. Like now a person you're asking is more likely to be like, "Oh my God, this person has a family, needs to feed children. This is how much they need." Right? So for me, I need more limitless warriors to battle this this limited space subconscious dark war everybody's living in, to say yes to their biggest dreams, to create even bigger dreams together, because I want to be able to download on you everything that I have mastered, and then you are so lit up and you can communicate everything that you have mastered so clearly, then I'm going to be like, okay, now it's your turn, present me with your offer. I want to download what you have learned faster.
Yeah.
Cool. So but you know what people do? Like there was a story about Adam and Eve. You guys know the story of Adam and Eve? It's like God told Adam and Eve, like, go and eat from any tree that is in this beautiful garden. Any tree, right? It's abundant. Except for that one tree of lack, limitation. So what was the temptation in the garden? And what did they do? They go to the tree, the only tree in the garden that God said don't eat from, where there was so many abundant, amazing, fruitful, rich trees. Can I get a stop focusing on lack in the room? Because one person can look at situation and say money's everywhere, right? Another person can say money's nowhere. I can't find it. Which one of those do you think is going to become rich? And which one of those is going to stay poor? Right? Cool. So how was it? How is everything? Do you guys have any questions? Are you interested in knowing my offering today and how I help people transform faster and create quantum leaps in a matter of days, not months, not years? If anybody's interested, I will share. Yes? Sweet. Thank you. So,
We could even take people off mute if anyone wants to talk and ask questions, even share a little bit about what your dream or what your passion is and really what you want to get clear on.
yeah.
Please do.
So let me just share quickly, right? In case some people need to come off. I'm just gonna share my offer since there was some that said, yeah, cool. Kind of a quieter room today, but it's all good. It's part of the game. And if you are only available on chat, you can also let us know if you have any questions via chat. So how many of you are like, I want to go fast and I don't want to go slow? Like type fast or say fast, because I'm about going fast, right? Fast. Cool. So wouldn't it be awesome if we could create a path for you to tune into, discover, like how to share your story the right way with a game plan of higher self blueprint, right? That you sell to yourself that turns into building a book and high ticket offer. So that way people can feel your energy, your essence, because you have first created it from dream state. Would it be okay if we do this fast? What if we created a blueprint, discovered your vision and your movement all in one session? Oh my God, Dasha, it's crazy. I know. What if after discovering that movement, that blueprint, how to share the story the right way, how to focus on why, how to focus on your messaging, your big movement, and your missing piece of the puzzle, the book wrote itself through speaking in 3 hours or less. And you realize that in this process, you actually became embodied in what you're offering, your next level self. Like, what if we did that in 3 hours? Right? That'd be cool. What if your high ticket offer, and again, this is two sessions, right? What if your high ticket offer was dialed in before the book was even published, which takes maybe 14 days top after the channeling? What if your high ticket was already sold before your book was even published? Because all of this was created from your imagination. And a high ticket is anything from presenting your value, selling your skills, your expertise, to investment, to what drops in for you. I've had people that did high ticket as a they wanted to sell their business, their dental practice. Like the high ticket is anything that drops in that we say more than $10,000. Would it be okay if you sold 10K plus offers in the first 2-3 sessions we had together?
One of your last client Mercedes, you guys did her book, got clear on her high ticket offer, and before her book was even published, she closed a 10K high ticket client. Like
Yep.
within what, 2 weeks?
Yep. Because she embodied it and she realized that the offer she was presenting to the world, which was $897, was actually a lot more valuable when we had a session together because of the results that people were achieving. Do you see that sometimes like somebody needs to break you and shake you?
So you took her from 897 to 10K.
Yeah. And you see like now she can replicate the process because she knows how it feels. But sometimes people need to be broken to understand and to see from outside of their own shell how to say yes to their next level, like what's keeping them away from that, how to truly value what they're offering, and how to communicate it. Cool. So discovery, DB, this is the best method for your soul ascension, baby. DB and then embodiment. Some of you have been to our embodiment classes, but this is anything intuitively that we're tuning into, including tantra, de-armoring, doing events together, whatever we're tuning into that we need to do to clear space, no matter how hardcore it is. Some people do psychedelics with us, and then we talk about integration, but it's all about creating space faster so that way our operating system, our nervous system can calibrate to the new frequency shift and a new result. Because a lot of the times, like this is an inner frequency calibration, like an inner activation, but we also have to honor our system and being able to, right, calibrate to that higher level to allow for it to come in. So we intuitively tune into what embodiment practices you need. God tells us, and then we honor the call, whether it's psychedelics, tantra, de-armoring, breath work, whatever will allow us to create space for us to remember, right? That your manifestation, your dream, frequency first to let it happen. So 1, 2, 3, 3 phases, 4 phases. The fourth phase is to scale it. We put it into a system. So a masterclass like this, we create automations together. All this is done in a day as well. Like this happens fast. The automations, the text reminders, the email reminders, the masterclass setup, the presentation, all of this available. And we're doing it fast because it took me a lot of time, but it doesn't have to take you a lot of time. So the last step in D.BEST method, you can't even see that. D.BEST method for your soul ascension. Whoop, whoop. The abbreviation is the best. It's so cool. Soul Ascension is the transmit. Like remember that you are transmitting your frequency down the fractal line. So you're transmitting your legacy. And that's what we have to focus on. The reason why people create 6, 7-figure days is because they own their transmission and their piece of the puzzle that they're playing here. And they surrender to God's call and they say yes. You know, but we always start with the end in mind. Like, why do I want to create a 6-figure day? Like, what impact do I want to create? What is the next level thing that I'm creating, like beyond the monetary vision? Because if we can focus on the people whose lives are changed and how we play a piece of the puzzle and how lit up we are to help them, then, you know, it's going to be magnetic because our soul is in it. And it doesn't matter how many people show up. We run the play. If it's one person, if it's 2 people, if it's 3 people. Just like I was saying in the beginning, the Mind Valley guy showed up to a training where he was the only one. And then he became the representative and the success of his company exploded. So this is about understanding that we are a live transmission. Everything that we're saying with words, our body language, we are transmitting confidence, courage, right? Ability for others to say yes to their dreams, which is why we came here. This is the impact. And the legacy happens now, not before we die, for when we die. You guys catching this? So we do all of this in a matter of days. And I have a team. And I have a lot of this stuff also channeled inside of courses, which is like the step-by-step, which you can also receive access to. But as you can see, like when you work with me, like things happen fast. Like I can bang out a landing page, all of this assets fast. I can pull the story out of your soul and what your soul wants to do next and how big your vision is, and then help you hold on to that vision, because all you need is one person to believe and hold space for you to allow for it to come in, the right person, right? So you can see I do this fast. So we have people that help out in every step of the process. So we have experts. If you're tuned in to doing this live with me, we do all of this in 3 days. Whoa, I know, crazy. But it's true. We get all of this done within 3 days live or within 5 days on Zoom. Oh my God, does this sound crazy? But this is my obsession and my lane of expertise. And the quantum leap happens because I've mastered all of these steps. And for the right person, I mean, this is obviously not for everybody. For the right person, it's like, wow, like if you have at least a 25K, 100K plus type of vision, and you understand that this is about frequency and about changing lives on a bigger scale, then this is for you. So who wants to know the details? Yeah! Party started. But the details, we're gonna drop them in a second. But I just wanted to show you quickly just that whole ascension thing I just talked about. And yeah, we do this. Can you guys see my screen? So it's like the best method for soul ascension, where just what I mentioned, we discover your higher self blueprint. That blueprint becomes a book, becomes an offer, becomes a movement. All this is pulled out of your soul. We build it, we create the high ticket offers, we channel the book within 3 hours. Your energy becomes the algorithm, your presence becomes your persuasion. People don't buy offers, they buy your frequency. Remember, it's all embodiment. We scale it, so we create momentum through your expression, not through exhaustion. We share your truth through a masterclass, event, or book and attract the ones who are ready for you. And then the last step was to transmit that truth. Like, this is about effortless leadership. This is the final embodiment step where abundance, truth, and purpose feel like breathing. Like, you can tell from me, like, I'm breathing this. Like, it's natural, inevitable, divine. You're in your lane. And I will share with you guys the link where you can see the details and also grab the offer. I'm gonna drop it in. But before I do, any questions in the house of the Lord? Before I drop in the beautiful link and the offer we created, which is pretty much free. I wanted to make it as easy and accessible as possible so you can see results super duper fast and be like, whoa, oh my God, this is so quantum. Any questions before we drop it? Drop it like it's hot. Drop it. Cool. So if you're an action taker and you're all in, the link has just been dropped and it is crazy almost free because we wanted to make it so you can see what we see. So the total offer for either we do it a 3-day implementation together or a 5-day online is $25,000. But you don't have to pay that because we want to show you how good our system is, how fast we can make magic happen. All you do is come in at saying, hey, I am ready. I want to play full out. Show me how it works. I'm all in. You only put in a deposit of $2,000. Oh my God. Somebody say, oh my God, for all of this jazz. This is about soul ascension. It's about fast, and I want you to see results, right? And together we figure out a game plan. And I made it even easier if you want to do 2 payments of $1,111 bi-weekly to get the ball rolling. And then we create an agreement of the rest. It's that easy. And if you click into the link that is on that page that I shared, you will see everything that I just talked about. Can you guys still see my screen? Yeah. This is the best method for soul ascension, and it happens fast. So either 3 days live or 5 days virtual via Zoom. You're becoming the best at answering God's call, mastering how to share your story on stages like this, how to tune into your high ticket offer, how to sell, how to have that book channeled. So this is about truth, legacy, and leading fast, right? About saying yes. So the phases, like I mentioned, is we're discovering the story, we're remembering what's dropping in for you, the dream, right? The direction, the dream. You hear God's call that's whispering what your next chapter is. Your purpose becomes clear because we tune into it together. Because when your higher self speaks, it's louder than your fears, louder than the anxiety, right? It's a full body yes. And you unlock, we create the blueprint that helps you sell the dream to yourself first. The blueprint becomes a book, becomes an offer, becomes a presentation because you're selling your higher self dream to yourself. And it happens fast. You understand how to present 10K value, 25K, 100K value, maybe some of you even $1 million offer, right? Phase 3 is embodiment. This is about the refinement of the frequency. So if we start with the awakening frequency of your dream, then expansion would create the offers, right? We're building the book. It just gets pulled out of your soul. Then, but when we're embodying it, we're refining your frequency. So you understand that you're not chasing, you're becoming it from inside your soul. We learn how to regulate your nervous system to be able to hold and allow for more to come in, align the energy, embody certainty, because people don't buy offers, they buy your frequency. You guys catching this? Phase 4 was about scaling your movement. This is more expression. How do you express yourself? So it's magnetic. So people can feel your presence through events, master classes, books, right? And then T, how you transmit the frequency. This is a mastery. You're always being it, right? No matter where you're at. Because the transmission is the energy everybody wants to feel, right? Frequency sells for you. wealth, impact, and peace, they just flow through you, right? Through you, not to you. You guys catching this? Investment today, like I said, is only 2K. Oh my God. Full Ascension experience is 25K. We discovered the best way to create a win-win for each other on this beautiful journey. And before the 3 days live together or the 5-day virtual, you're going to receive a 1 month preparation. So I have all of this stuff that I talked about in detail recorded in courses that can automatically come to your phone that you get login when you say yes right away right now. Like all of this has been tested over the last 10 years with hundreds of students, and it's been refined for you to have the best and fastest and simplest way. So you're going to prepare for our first session together. We're going to schedule the sessions, or you come in person, and then you're going to have integration, 90-day integration passed as well. So Quantum Leap happens fast. And then you'll see in this document also everything that is inside all the courses about identity shifting, movement creation. You'll see me doing three-hour bestsellers and how do I do it. Like you'll get access to all of this, how to create these $1 million book blueprints, how to stay on track with a momentum planner, how to create these offers. Like all of this is pre-recorded, as well as how to present in a masterclass like this, using stories. Like this is called Belief Identity Transformation Framework, which works because we are helping people believe in a new reality. And then you'll see screenshots of what's available inside all of the Ascension courses, which I call Ascension Technology, right? So you get access to me, and you get access to be supported every single day for the next year.